Something about this moment still makes wrestling fans argue to this day, and honestly, it might make you angry too. Because at WrestleMania 32, something happened that nobody expected, nobody planned for in that exact way, and somehow it turned into one of the most unforgettable moments in WrestleMania history. The Rock, John Cena, the Wyatt family, a 6-second match, and a beatdown that turned into absolute chaos in front of over 100,000 people. But here's the real question I want you to answer in the comments before we even go deeper into the story. Did WWE waste Bray Wyatt in this moment? Or did this segment make WrestleMania even more legendary? Seriously, drop your answer right now because by the end of this video, you might completely change your mind. Picture this. AT&T Stadium in Texas. A sea of more than 100,000 screaming fans. Lights everywhere. The biggest stage in sports entertainment. And suddenly the arena erupts. Because the music hits. The electricity. The eyebrow. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment walks out. The Rock. Now, let's be honest here. Whenever The Rock appears at WrestleMania, you already know something big is about to happen. But nobody expected this. The crowd is losing its mind. People are standing on their chairs. Phones are in the air. And The Rock walks down the ramp soaking in every second of it. If you were in that stadium that night, imagine hearing 100,000 people chanting at the same time. Absolutely insane. Quick question for you guys watching right now. What's the loudest crowd reaction you've ever heard in WWE history? Rock at WrestleMania 32? CM Punk in Chicago? Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17? Tell me in the comments. Because this one was definitely up there. Now Rock grabs the microphone. And when The Rock has a mic in his hand, you already know somebody is about to get roasted. He starts doing what he does best. Talking trash. Hyping the crowd. Roasting Dallas. Roasting the audience. Roasting basically everyone. And the crowd is eating it up. But then something happens. Something that instantly changes the mood in the stadium. The lights go out. And when the lights come back on, they're there. The Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt. Braun Strowman. Eric Rowan. The eerie music echoes through the stadium, and suddenly this fun Rock segment just turned into something way darker. Bray Wyatt slowly walks forward with that unsettling smile. You know the one. That smile that makes you feel like something bad is about to happen. And honestly, it felt like it, because Bray grabs the microphone, and he starts talking about something deeper. About destroying legends. About tearing down idols. About how The Rock represents a false hero. You could feel the tension building. And fans in the crowd started realizing something. Wait, are we about to see The Rock actually fight the Wyatt family? But then Bray says something that made the entire crowd react. He challenges The Rock. Right there. At WrestleMania. Now think about this for a second. The Rock hadn't had a real match in years. He wasn't dressed to compete. He wasn't prepared. But the crowd wanted it. And The Rock, being The Rock, accepted. But here's the crazy part. The referee rang the bell. And the match officially started. Now, let me ask you this real quick. Did you know this match only lasted 6 seconds?
Yep.
6 seconds. One of the shortest matches in WrestleMania history. Bray Wyatt charges. The Rock counters. Rock bottom. 1, 2, 3.
Just like that.
Match over. The stadium exploded. But the story wasn't over. Not even close. Because the Wyatt family was furious. And suddenly, Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan stormed the ring. 3 against 1. The Rock is surrounded. And the crowd immediately realizes something terrifying. The Rock might actually get destroyed right here. Now imagine the tension. Over 100,000 people watching. 3 monsters closing in on one legend. Bray Wyatt smiling like a maniac. Braun Strowman looking like a freight train ready to run someone over. And The Rock standing there alone. Then the beatdown begins. The Wyatt family attacks. And it looks like they're about to completely destroy The Rock in front of the entire world. But then, something happens that makes the entire stadium erupt again. Music hits. And if you know wrestling, you know that music instantly. John Cena. Now pause for a second. Because this moment was insane. John Cena had been injured. Nobody expected him to show up. He wasn't advertised. Fans thought he was still months away from returning. But suddenly, he sprints down the ramp, and the crowd goes absolutely nuclear. If you've ever wondered what 100,000 people screaming sounds like, this was it. Cena slides into the ring, and suddenly the Wyatt family realizes something. The numbers are now even. 2 legends, 3 monsters, and the fight begins. Rock and Cena start throwing punches. Braun Strowman gets rocked. Eric Rowan gets dropped. Bray Wyatt tries to attack, but gets shut down. The crowd is going insane. Every punch, every move, every second. This wasn't just a segment anymore. This was chaos. Let me ask you another quick question. Be honest. Did you mark out when Cena's music hit? Or did you think it was predictable? Drop your answer in the comments, because fans are still arguing about that moment. Now back to the fight. Cena and Rock start working together, something that fans had never really seen before. Remember, these two had one of the biggest rivalries in WWE history. But tonight, they were allies. And the Wyatt family was in serious trouble. Cena lifts Eric Rowan. Attitude adjustment. Boom. Rock grabs Bray Wyatt. Rock bottom. Braun Strowman gets thrown out of the ring. The crowd is losing their minds. And the moment ends with Rock and Cena standing tall together in the middle of the ring. Two of the biggest icons in WWE history, side by side, while the Wyatt family retreats. Now here's where things get really interesting. Because after WrestleMania, fans started arguing about this moment. A lot. Some people loved it. They said it was an unforgettable WrestleMania spectacle. 2 megastars saving the day. An insane crowd reaction. A legendary moment. But others? They were furious. They felt like Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family were made to look weak. Think about it. Bray Wyatt had been built as this dark, unstoppable force. But in 6 seconds, he lost, then got beaten down by 2 returning legends. So let me ask you something important. Did WWE sacrifice Bray Wyatt's momentum for a big WrestleMania moment? Or was this exactly what WrestleMania is supposed to be? Huge surprises. Huge stars. Huge reactions. Drop your opinion below, because this debate has never really ended. But regardless of which side you're on, there's one thing nobody can deny. That crowd reaction. That moment when Cena ran down the ramp. That insane 6-second match. That image of Rock and Cena standing tall. It became one of the most talked about WrestleMania moments ever. And that's exactly why it landed on the list of the greatest WrestleMania moments. But here's something even crazier. The Rock later revealed that this segment almost didn't happen the way it did. In fact, the original plan was different. Timing issues, production problems, last-minute changes. And somehow they still pulled it off live in front of 100,000 fans. Which honestly makes the moment even more impressive. Because live wrestling can go wrong very easily. One missed cue, one late entrance, one mistake, and the entire segment could collapse. But instead, it became chaos in the best possible way. It's about moments. Moments that people remember for years. Moments that fans argue about forever. Moments that make people jump out of their seats. And this one had all of that. But here's something I want to know from you. Where does this moment rank for you in WrestleMania history? Top 10? Top 20? Or not even close? Be honest. Because the comment section for this one might get heated. And that's exactly what wrestling fans love. Debate. Passion. Arguments. Moments that refuse to be forgotten. And whether you loved it or hated it, The Rock and John Cena fighting off the Wyatt family at WrestleMania 32 became one of those moments. A 6-second match. A shocking return. A massive crowd reaction. And a WrestleMania moment that people still talk about nearly a decade later. But here's the wildest part. This wasn't even the craziest WrestleMania moment in WWE history. Not even close. And if you thought this one was insane, just wait until you see what happens next on the list. Because the next WrestleMania moment nearly caused a riot. And, trust me, wrestling fans are still angry about it today. So before you leave this video, I want you to answer one final question. Who would have won in a real match that night? The Rock and John Cena,
Or
the Wyatt family? Choose your side in the comments, because this argument might never end.